Spirits United, a Daisy Gumm Majesty mystery, book number 12. Written by Alice Duncan. Narrated by Denice Stradling. Chapter 1. In case you haven't been following my adventures, such as they are, let me fill you in a bit. In late May of 1924, my fiancé, Sam Rotondo, detective with the Pasadena Police Department, and my late husband Billy's best friend, was shot in the thigh by an evil woman named Eloise Frances Petrie Galding. By the time this story starts, spring had bled into summer, and summer into autumn. Sam had darn near bled to death, thanks to that dreadful Petrie person. Therefore, it was a crisp Wednesday in mid-October of 1924 when I aimed to make a trip to the Pasadena Public Library. Sam, who had only recently been allowed to return to work, but was required to remain at his desk, a circumstance he hated, had just driven to our house. My family and I lived in a tidy bungalow on South Marengo Avenue in the lovely city of Pasadena, California. Sam still had to use a cane because his leg, while mostly healed, still hurt. He also hated having to use his cane. He refused to take any pain medication other than aspirin tablets, too. My Billy had died of an overdose of morphine syrup, and Sam wouldn't take the stuff. I was sorry he hurt, but extremely glad of his decision regarding morphine. By the way, Billy had been a casualty of the Great War. It didn't kill him instantly, but the Germans' poisoned gas ruined his lungs, and his legs were full of shrapnel. He probably could have lived with the shrapnel, but the lungs made him unfit for work. That's why he eventually decided to do himself in. I didn't blame him, although his death precipitated a truly awful time in my life. Thank God for our family physician, Dr. Benjamin, who reported his death as accidental on the death certificate. I still missed Billy. A whole lot. Anyway, it was about 1 in the afternoon when Sam's knock came at the door. Spike, my late husband's brilliant dachshund, and I greeted Sam at the door. I told Spike to sit and stay. Because he'd achieved first place in his obedience training class at Brookside Park 2 years earlier, Spike sat and stayed, although he didn't want to. He wanted to jump all over Sam. Therefore, I wasn't being mean to Spike, but only thoughtful to Sam. Spike didn't understand, but he obeyed. Would that human beings would go and do likewise. Hey.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?